drove somewhere. I think we was going to a liquor store or some shit. We get out the car, and Strang is there and Mac alone. And all of a sudden, Wood just start getting into a fight with Mac alone. And Strang, I remember you pulled out a fucking you had a stopwatch or some shit, telling them niggas to fight and shit. You was like, all right, yeah. That shit was crazy. And them niggas got it on real quick. They was like, boop, 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 boop. And his son got back in the car. He's like, yo, I hate them. I'm gonna kill them boot camp niggas.
Beat it up.
And gentlemen, live wires and gangsters, low lives and G's. You are now rocking with the best. We are Monsta Mondayz, the podcast. I am your host, Rockness Monsta, my co-host, The Rain Wonder, and our DJ and sort of co-host too, and our friend, DJ Rhett, holding it down on the music and all the other good shit. How y'all doing? How you doing, brothers? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Good. We here, man.
Welcome to all of the people out there watching. What's the good word?
What up, bro?
My guy, what's good, sir? How you doing?
Yeah.
Man, we like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now we got a couple of fun things to talk about today. I guess ain't no reason to wait. I guess we could jump right into it. Weed is legal in New York now. Recreationally. You mean to tell me after all of the police we ran from, all of the
Is it official?
It's
misdemeanor charges.
Is our my producer, my lovely producer, is it official? Yes, my production team says it's official. It's official. We are official. You know what I mean? Yes, that does deserve.
I'm about to smoke to that.
You do your thing. I would do the same, but my daughter's in the vicinity, and we're not going. But I can't help but think about all of the people that's locked up over it now. I can't help but thinking of all of the creative things that I've done to stash it to not be locked up. You know what I'm saying? Over the years and shit, like that shit is crazy. Be like, talk about a fucking milestone. What's your opinions on that, brothers?
Yo, it's fucking great, man. You know
I already know y'all opinions.
Listen, man, I told people this a long time ago, man. I said in the future weed gonna be everything, man. Basketball players, football players, instead of taking them opioids and shots and stuff, it's gonna be some type of weed, you know what I'm saying? CBD, weed, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
You definitely.
Now the time is upon us, man. All right? Yeah. And I'm not that smart, man. All right.
I mean, I beg to differ. You're pretty smart, but like I know one thing. I didn't see that coming. I didn't know. You remember a version of rock where I didn't watch too much sports and all of that. So I didn't. I would have never thought to think that right there. But that's a motherfucker right there. Like real talk, because these niggas not only are they using it, but they selling it, they mass producing it, like they been doing, like, mad NBA niggas and so on and so forth, dudes with a lot of bread, you know what I mean, they have been able to take part in the weed industry legally for years now, and it's like New York finally be like, I mean,
they need that tax revenue, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure New York had a crazy hit with this whole corona virus stuff or whatever, so all the businesses fell into they need that money, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas they come crawling to the streets on their hands and knees
crawling to the streets.
Right now they want to sell weed.
That weed thing you do there,
word, like we used to be I never, I did my share of dirt growing up, right? But I never was I wasn't never like on the hustler side of the, I was on the goon side of things. Forgive me to anybody I might have violated. But this like as far as the weed shit, like it always seemed to me like weed was some side hustle shit. Like, when the crack era hit, you know, niggas was selling crack and all of the heavy drugs or whatever, and weed was like they side money or whatever. And it's like now the government is trying to, it's really like they need this side money too. They just like, fuck it, like we want some of this side money shit.
No, nothing is legal until the government can get some money from it.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I always said that as well.
Liquor was like that. Everything is like that.
I'm gonna keep it 100 though.
When they figure out how to legalize crack,
We're getting some shit at the hospital, man. Niggas be shooting up with crack. All right, or some shit like that. They gonna find a way to use that. I'm telling you.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it 100 though. Years ago, I used to say that the day they legalize it, we should be afraid because they going not only are they going to figure out a way to, not only are they going to eat off of it or whatever, but they gonna fucking, they know how much niggas use it. They gonna try to use this shit to fucking, you know, they could possibly try to use it to harm you. You
bro,
know.
When cigarette companies get into weed, that's when you might want to worry. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you can imagine a cigarette. I mean, a blunt that has a Newport on it, or some old shit.
And Rock,
you know what I'm saying?
And Rock, who cares about that, Rock? You eat food, man. All right, you drink. I say, and Rock, who cares about that anyway? You eat food, you drink stuff, man. Yeah. And they got their hands and all that. So that shit was happening a long time ago.
I mean, brother, but listen, you and I have had conversations about this before. Like, I feel like that's the only reason I'm so healthy is because I don't eat a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Like, like you got people like son. Actually, every right? But look, people.
You're right, right?
Hell yeah.
Look, healthy because you don't eat a lot.
I don't eat a lot. Everything
I know what you mean, but it sounds funny, bro.
Everything we eat is poison, B. So, you know what I mean? When people fast, it's so that their body can fix some of the fuckery they've been doing to it. You know what I'm saying? So me eating like once a day, which I do with no problem. A lot, you know, sometimes I eat twice a day, but very rarely do I eat 3 meals a day. A lot of days I'll get to the nighttime and be like, damn, I ain't eat all day, and then I'll eat. It's like I fasted that day. Like I give my body, whether intentionally or not, I give my body time to repair itself.
Or we can go the other route and say you just forgot to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Look, brother, I said whether intentionally. I said whether
you forgot to eat.
I said whether intentionally or not, you know, because I forget to eat sometimes. But I'm saying by doing that, my body gets some time to repair itself from the fuckery that we put in it.
I've done it before, but let me tell you this, Rob, don't forget to eat.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck that.
Don't forget to eat, man.
I'm good, nigga. Fuck food, nigga. Fuck that shit.
All right.
Fuck food. Right?
I know what you mean, though.
Fuck food, nigga.
Listen, your war isn't against food, Rock. All right.
My war is against poison, and bruh, I'm telling you, son. I go to the physical. If we go to the doctor tomorrow and get a physical, you're gonna be amazed at what they tell me. I don't know how I'm amazed. I don't know how amazed I'm gonna be at what they tell you. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm telling you.
I don't know. But I don't think you know what you think you know either. So I don't know.
All I'm saying is all I'm saying. That's all
it depends on what you think amazed is. Amazed can go both ways, man. Amazed can go both ways. It can be amazed in a good way, and it can be amazed in a bad way, man. I don't know.
You raise a good point.
You think about it one way.
You raise a good point, but the point I'm trying to make is weed, I don't do that once a day. I do that shit 17 times a day, motherfucker. So
look, that might be why you don't eat half the day, nigga. You don't got no appetite. You too busy smoking.
Look. We used to get niggas the munchies.
It is this food, man.
Yeah. When you get older, and do it, I guess it don't give you
munchies. We supposed to give you the munchies. I don't know.
Listen. Check this out, though, Rock. Think about this.
Go ahead.
You eating weed. And food is like your blunt that you do once a day or some shit like that. You gotta reverse
that shit. I guess he's getting his greens another way.
Listen, all I'm saying
his greens another way.
If they poison the weed, if they poison the weed, I'm gonna have a lot more trouble fasting.
If they poison the weed, it's gonna be a ton of niggas like this.
So listen. If they poison the food, we in trouble.
They already poisoning the food.
Right. Yeah, well they poisoning the food.
But only if they poison the weed, you in trouble.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to say? Are we supposed to say allegedly? Till they poison in the food? We supposed to say that?
Oh, let's say allegedly so that we don't know.
Somebody did somewhere.
Listen, I don't know, but it's still a beautiful thing, B. And
right.
But what I did
think it's confusing, but you know.
Yeah.
Understandable at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
And funny too.
Son, I went to the doctor.
You're a wild boy, man. You're a wild boy.
Son, I went to the doctor. They told me I was strong like bull. I was like, what? Nigga, you gotta tell. Don't lie to me, nigga. Give it to me straight, nigga. Don't lie to me. Like I know I've been out here defiling myself and shit.
But Rock, listen, a witch doctor is not a real doctor, man.
I'm not talking about that, nigga.
Comedy.
I went to a witch and a doctor, not a witch doctor, nigga.
All right, my fault. I got it confused.
God damn.
Wow, so New York about to start having dispensaries and the whole nine, then probably.
Niggas about to have all kind of weed events, all kind of legal talk. Like, man, it's about to get interesting.
Yeah, out here in Cali, we be having like all kinds of wild stuff. I DJ'd for a weed festival out here right before COVID hit, called the Baked Festival.
The Baked.
It was beautiful.
Nice.
It was like right on the beach. You know what I'm saying? Had like the water and boats and all that stuff. It was like a big festival stage. I ended up DJing for Rick Ross, and it was
crazy.
Major.
Great. It was like, you know.
See how you just not flossed on us right quick?
Major.
See how you just not flossed on us real quick?
Real
quick. You know what I'm saying?
He seen I had a little star power in the building. He brought up a major or something. You know what I mean? He seen I had a little star power in the building. He did that real
nonchalantly too. Like,
you did it though. You accomplished what you set out to do.
I was talking about all the weed in abundance in the event. You know
Rick Ross just happened to come up and all that.
He just happened to come up.
I hear that, man. Yo, you did what you set out to do, bro. All right, hit it on my shit.
Look, it was amazing though, man. Free everything. Free everything.
Bro, like I've been going to Amsterdam since like 2004, and I promise you, like the novelty of it all, the fact that it was so free was what made it dope. But you know, shout outs to Amsterdam. I never felt like they had better weed than they do in Cali. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so
Westwood.
Yeah, his son is out in London, right? No, he's somewhere in the UK. So salute to Tim Westwood. But we saying the weed. Like now that we got all this great fucking weed, like, you know, because I feel like the weed that was in Cali had been made it out to all of the other, you know, regions. Like, you know, niggas have learned how to grow it that way. You know, niggas, it's a science to these dudes now. So they making all kind of fancy strains everywhere. Now that it's legal, like we supposed to have a song ready for this strain. We supposed to know this was coming, and we supposed to have a song ready for this.
That's your problem, Rock. Everything with you is a song, man. Right? Damn.
Life is a song, nigga. Life is a song.
Why we can't just smoke? Huh?
We do that every day, nigga. The fuck?
Yeah, but I mean, let's smoke to this, though. All right? Let's smoke for something. You smoke for nothing. Let's smoke for something. All right?
But why we can't make a song too? Why we can't celebrate this moment with one of our paintings?
I agree.
I mean, if you're gonna smoke to it, then you gotta smoke something.
That's what you call right there the perfect combination, the right combination of words right there. You can't argue with no shit like that right there. You know what I'm saying? I got you. But yeah, we're gonna take a break. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a little word from our sponsors and whatnot, because we professionals out here. You know what I mean? We'll be right back, and we're gonna talk about a dope album that we all had the pleasure of checking out, and we're gonna talk about it with y'all. We'll be right back. Rockin'.
Hi, I'm the Rockness monster, dopest voice in hip hop ever. Yes, ever. Ladies love my voice. You know what else ladies love? Ladies love cool shirts. And we got some of the coolest shirts you ever seen in your life over here. They don't shrink, they don't wrinkle, they don't fade. The best part about it is they feel good, real good. I promise you. You put this shirt on and women are gonna hug you different. We also got matching socks and neck gaiters for whichever shirt you order. Speaking of ordering, to order go to rocknessbcc.bandcamp.com. Go there and have a blast. Knock yourself out. Rock on, rock on.
And we're back. What up, y'all? What up, y'all?
That's crazy.
So yeah, we was as promised, we're about to get into this album review portion. You know, we like to check out new music and shit. You know, we're not just a bunch of, you know, old dogs you can't teach no new tricks to and all that. We be checking out what's going on and all that. Album we want to the album on the menu today is none other by somebody I consider to be a monster on a level. He's great at what he does. Yeah, the good brother Uncle Murda.
Uncle Murda.
Yeah,
Uncle Murda, East New York veteran, like he's notorious, infamous for his brash and I don't give a fuck delivery. This is the kind of shit that I love as a Brownsville nigga. If you from Brownsville or East New York somewhere and you don't like Uncle Murda, you probably soft. Like you probably just soft. You can't respect that type of goonery or whatever. It don't make no sense to you, whatever. But most of us, if you come from a certain place, you fucks with Uncle Murda. Have my brothers, have y'all got a chance to I know y'all gotten a chance to listen to it. Have y'all got any favorites or any standouts? Anything y'all do like, anything y'all don't like? What y'all got for me?
Yeah, I fucks with Uncle Murda, man, but I personally likes the Montana joint and the joint with Conway, man. Those my two joints. Those my two
you ain't nothing like me, right? Nothing like me, Joe.
Right. Yeah. Those two joints, I fucks with those two joints heavy.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Rec?
Yeah, I mean, I like those joints too, or whatever. My favorite record on the project though is probably Part of the Plan. I feel like that record is a club record, like a record that could be commercial and a club record that'll probably push people to go and buy the album that aren't as grimy as as y'all saying. Like every bar he normally spits is like people that only know him for the wrap up, they'll listen to that record and you know what I'm saying, be at a vibe.
Where you at, Rack?
Say that.
Where you at? Where you at?
Out here in Cali, man.
Yo, and that's big for a Cali dude to say that about Uncle Murda.
Right.
I don't know a lot of Cali dudes that even listen to that type of stuff. Man.
I personally, like I said, like I always fuck with Uncle Murda, so like I feel like Nothing Like Me is obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an obvious joint. That's classic Uncle Murda, and then he got Conway on it. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't Conway is that's the homie, and he's a beast as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like a couple of hardcore rappers, you know what I'm saying? A couple of Brownsville niggas, a couple of real hip hop appreciators. It's easy to fuck with that joint. You know what I mean? It's another joint.
I like that joint a lot, right? Because I think that's another club banger, right? But
what,
I feel
Nothing Like Me?
Nothing Like Me. I feel like that joint is a little funny though. You know what I'm saying? As a sound engineer, like I feel like that the snare that's like an off snare or whatever in the beat.
Oh, you getting deep?
Like way too tinny. It has like too many eyes on it or whatever. And normally like Jaleel Beats, because you can hear that he's the one that produced that joint. Normally the mixes on his tracks is crazy. So that particular one, I'm like, dang, did he send it off to another engineer or something? Like I just feel like that could have been slightly tighter.
You ain't like the mix. I like that's the DJ. You know, Rec is a DJ. He a producer. You know,
he went deep on that. He went to the snare.
He
went to the snare.
Me
And the
personally,
hi-hat and shit. Like the hi-hat's a little off and the snare, with that snare right.
Could have been a better, just slightly, you know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Tweak. It would have been.
you know,
Niggas
like,
went in. Niggas went in on that joint, man.
That's
Like,
certain
I didn't catch the snare and all that, but you know what I'm saying?
that's some shit we not going to catch. Right?
Listen, what niggas was saying kind of overlapped all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I kind of missed that, but
The nigga said.
I mean, maybe people won't even listen to it the way I'm listening to it. So.
Yeah, your point is very well taken, though. When I listen to it though now, I am gonna listen for that. I'm gonna say, what this nigga talking about, man? I ain't gonna lie. Like, I ain't even gonna have to help him now. I'm be like, yo, what this nigga talking about?
But look, it's like we always say, when you listen to something as a professional, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's in your field, you hear it different or whatever. But like, I didn't hear nothing but when the nigga said, what he said? He was like, we was young going to beef with niggas old enough to be our fathers. Like, we was young like Bobby Smurda and them. Niggas Hove age. Had them niggas like, damn, these little niggas ain't playing no games. Like, those lines, like, I'm stuck on
that's
that.
bars.
Saying like, that's,
Hella.
you know what I mean? It's some shit, it's relatable, you know, because we was young, wild, and stupid at a certain point or whatever. But like Montana, because that's the lyrics. I listen to most music like I listen like a lyricist, because that's what I am about. I'm more of a lyricist than I am a gangster. I'm more of a lyricist than I am a lot of things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I listen to, right? And in the Montana, when I first heard that shit, it seemed simple. You didn't hear what
lyricist and you are a food eater.
Look, it seems simple. Gosh, man, it seemed simple, right? It was just like, I just heard him saying, it almost went over my head. I heard him saying a lot of bars, a lot of lines from the movie Scarface, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, and that's regular, because Scarface turned hip hop out. Mad niggas got Scarface bars, so it wasn't standing out to me. I'm listening to it, I hear one Scarface line after another, and then it finally caught me.
But the song is called Montana. You know what I mean?
Listen to what I'm saying. I wasn't like, I was listening to it. I hadn't read the title yet. I was just listening to it.
All right.
And then it got to the line where he said, "Call me Theo, Hasicillo." However you say that shit. He said, "It's Uncle Murda in Spanish. I think I'm Al Pacino." I almost fell off my chair. For some reason, that bar right there, because I already know my Spanish is minuscule, and I know that Theo means uncle. So when he said that, I said, "Huh? Oh shit, he really said that." And I've been sweating that song ever since. So like, that's one of my favorite ones. But other than that, it's one that nobody would expect me to like, and that's Down Bad.
Oh yeah.
He was singing the whole shit in auto tune, right? He was rapping but singing, but the shit he was spitting was so real. Like most niggas have gone through something. Any real nigga could relate to being down bad. Financially fucked up. You know what I mean? Having a chick hold him down, them doing some dumb shit. Now she want to kick him out, whatever. No, you know what I mean? So. Yeah. It was dope. It was relatable and it was honest. Like, he was speaking from a perspective that most
that one kind of caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying?
I knew it would though.
I'm used to hearing Uncle Murda a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And that you know what I'm saying? It's cool, but you know what I mean.
I know it would. But one thing you always talk about is doing the unexpected and not always doing the same.
I respect it because I know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that shit I like, and it's funny to me. Uncle Murda, his sense of humor makes it into most of his songs.
Always is funny but serious at the same time. Yeah, that's why I like his shit. It's just funny but serious at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like how Sean P shit is. You know what I'm saying? But on some other shit.
Yeah, the Uncle Murda album is called. Is it a mixtape or is it an album?
It's an album.
I think it's an album.
It's called "Don't Come Outside" Volume 3. Which suggests that there is a volume 1 and a volume 2. I might need to go check those out too. Like, I must admit, I don't like, one thing that's dope about us doing this podcast is I don't listen to it. I haven't for over the past few years since we make music. I don't really listen to music for enjoyment that much. A lot of music come out and it just go over my head because I'm too busy.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But listening to this Uncle Murda album done created a whole these albums. We'll get into the other albums, but just the podcast having us listen to these music, it's brung out a whole joy I forgot that I had. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, I be running around acting silly, singing rap songs to my daughter and shit. You know what I'm saying? She don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, but it's a whole more fun version of me and shit. And I appreciate it. I'm glad y'all decided to do this shit with me because I wouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for this shit too.
Yeah, man. All right.
We're gonna take another break. We got to take another break. We got some more because we professionals. You know what I'm saying? We got to, you know what I'm saying, get to that. But when we come back, we're going to have a guest. It's going to be a special guest. It's going to be, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be somebody I know real well. You understand? He's going to be one of the hardest working dudes you ever seen in your life. I bet money on that. You heard? All right, so we'll be back. We'll see you in a minute. You heard? Rock on.
Yes.
Guest in the house today. We want to bring him on. He's a brother of ours. I've known him for quite long time. I like to say that I was personally involved in his rise to seriosity in this shit. You understand what I'm saying?
And I was on the side looking from across the street. You know what I mean?
He's the hardest. He's one of the hardest working MCs in the game.
I agree.
He definitely the hardest working MC that I'm actually friends with and shit. Like this nigga goes. He got about 16, 17 albums out right now, or he's working on his 16th and 17th album right now. Ain't nobody doing that. You understand what I'm saying? He put out 3 last year. So without no further ado, I'm talking about my brother, my fellow boot campion, Mr. Ruste Juxx, King of Crown Heights.
Go.
Yes.
Good, man.
What it do, Rustolium?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
What's up, bro?
Hey, yo, what's good, man? Yo, you know, somebody asked me in the interview recently. They was like, yo, so you never officially a boot camp member, right? I was like, son, I'm the 9th member of boot camp, man. Talking about, man.
Absolutely.
The 9th member, man. But they, listen, they just want to say you boot camp affiliate.
Right. I don't know. Like, I know in the earlier days of boot camp, like I know most people only know about the grade 8 or whatever. You know what I mean? But they don't really realize that we went so much deeper than that. You know, we had Ruste Juxx, we had Doc Holliday, we had the representative, Illinois, and every one of these niggas would have blew your head off lyrically, like on some real shit, like, you know what I mean, serious. But it's a thing with the game. It's like with every movement that I've ever seen in the game, it's like only like the first 4 or 5 acts really get that shine and that inclusion. People like, yo, that's them. By the time it get around to the next act, niggas is waiting for the new Buckshot album or the new Wu-Tang album or the new Method Man album, or, you know, by the time we got the Drag On album, it was like, nah, we need another DMX album. You know what I'm saying? With respect to whoever the 5th and 6th and 7th members were, like they were some of the dopest dudes in the world, like Inspector Deck. You know what I mean? So that, you know, like that kind of segues into what we're talking about, because I think that's partially a label thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I think a lot of times, I don't know if it's the people just don't have the attention span for it, or is it that the labels only like these is what we give a fuck about. The rest of y'all niggas, whatever, you know, we not gonna go. I don't really understand. So
I think it gets watered down after, you know what I mean, after the Black Moon and the Smith Wesson and the Method Man and the Raekwon Purple Tape, you know, they 4 or 5 deep already. So you know it's gonna be off for the 5th, 6th, or 7th. You know what I mean? Kind of get watered down, you know, because you gotta remember these things going for years. It's not just like the Wu-Tang thing. That went on for like 2 years before they got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Jizza album came out like 5th or something like that, 4th or 5th or something like that, and it still went gold. But like you had Sons of Man, you had Deck, you had you know, you had all of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? And what was your experience like? You know what I mean? I mean, touching on the question that you just asked us. I mean, what you just now said to us, that somebody asked you, like, are you a member of boot camp? You know what I mean? Like, is that something you had to go through a lot during your journey? Like people feeling like you wasn't really, or, you know, you had to balance.
No, but I used to see, you know, like I'm always reading, you know, what people say in comments or just, you know, just what they be writing on Twitter, Facebook and shit like that. And they would always say, boot camp affiliate Ruste Juxx and shit. And I never, you know, I ain't never give a fuck about that because I'm affiliated with boot camp. That's where my fan base started from Duck Down. You know what I'm saying? Being with Sean Price, being on Helter Skelter albums and, you know, being on Duck Down projects and shit. That's what it is. Right. But then as I kept going and putting out more music and more shit, then people started saying, yo, I love boot camp, man. I love Helter Skelter, Ruste Juxx. You know, they started putting my name in there. I see that now.
Yeah,
I see that a lot.
I mean, as they like, fucking should be. As they should be. Like, I mean, I honestly, in my own personal, I probably shouldn't say this for the public, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I thought it out already. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as far as like with boot camp, like I said, it was a lot of people that came in that, you know, that were boot camp that people don't know about, but it was also a lot of people who didn't make it to, you know, to be boot camp that wanted to be boot camp. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it was dudes that was rhyming with us or whatever before all of the, you know, before it all happened, and they didn't make it across the finish line with us. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I mean, for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, you was one of the special ones. You know what I mean? I always said that like Rusty came to us through my cousin, but I'm a weird nigga.
He was really like Helter Skelter's like first manager.
Yeah, he was kind of. Yeah, he was close to Helter Skelter's. He was like our man. He was like
your first manager, and then he found you another manager, which is like,
he was. You know what I mean? He managed us to a manager.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, managed to get us
and a manager. All of that really got us to Duck Down, to drive all that.
I mean, partially, but you know, it was because like we was doing our thing. The manager that he found us, you know, we was able to put out some music, you know, not put out, but record some music. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we made some dope shit, and you know, we was able to play it to Duck Down or whatever, even though
that demo, right?
Even though it was, you know, Duck Down was our mans in them already, but it still was like, this is still the business. You still gotta, you know, when they heard that, they was like, oh nah, this is serious. Like it was
like, wasn't really our mans and stuff, man. Like
Buckshot was still man though.
Right. We
understand what I'm saying? But the point I'm saying is like Steel was already our man. Like that was my man. Like I was already running with Steel from, you know, when like it wasn't a song I did that Steel wasn't going to hear. But long story short, you know, that link to them, this same cousin of mine brung us Ruste Juxx. One day he was like, yo, I got this nigga, right? This nigga is crazy. Like, he's like, he remind me of, he was talking all kind of Rakim shit. You know, he remind me of, all right, Errol, all right, pump your brakes. All right, whatever, Errol. All right, we gonna listen. You ain't gotta say the nigga's another Rakim and all that, right? You ain't gotta go that. But son, you never heard, like I had never heard nothing like this. Like, I mean, like you had, like your voice is in the same family of a Rakim, but your shit was just so aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your shit was just so consistent. I never heard somebody say like regular bars so hard.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You could the bar could be, I'm going to the store. You're like, hey, I'm going to the store. That should be, and it don't feel overdone though.
Yeah, you gotta know which words to emphasize on and shit, right?
Son, you gotta give, son.
Nah, Rusty, it's more than just, you know what I'm saying? It's more than just that, man. It's like
that's a small part of it right there.
Right.
Go ahead, elaborate, brother. Go ahead.
You passionate about what you do, man. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, it's like you come in behind Sean Price, man. So you gotta have some kind of confidence or something like that in his flow. And just him having confidence in you. You know, because that I know this dude that he calls everybody trash.
Everybody.
Nobody can rhyme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know it too. So it's like for you to come up and people have come up under Sean Price before, but not do what you done.
Right.
You know, we have people come from the Sean Price kin,
right,
and not do what Ruste Juxx does. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So really, I wish you was. Like you would have came up earlier, because I know you would have pushed me to probably do some other shit and all that stuff. Yeah. So I wish you would have came earlier than what you came, bro. Because you came like at the end of everything. You would have sparked a whole new everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
I see how that makes sense.
Right, for real.
See how that makes sense.
That shit was still perfect. It was still perfect timing for me, man. Because I was already a fucking big fan of the whole camp. Like I heard all of y'all shit, you know what I mean, back to back, man, and I was already a big fan. So when Errol brung that nigga, when Errol brung Sean through, I never forget that shit, man, because that was when he had cut his dreads already, and he came through, and son had his foot out the window and shit, like on the passenger side and shit. I was like, yo. And he, you know what I mean, he got out the car, we was talking, and I started spitting for him and shit, and that was it, and that was history right there.
Right. Like I let me go on the record. I didn't have much to do with it other than Errol being my cousin. You understand what I'm saying? Like it was a connection that P had to son instantly. You know what I mean? And then and if you and I'm sure Strang knows this, and Rusty, if he couldn't tell, he could tell in the beginning. You know, from when he first started coming around or whatever, like, you know, I was a different version of myself than I am now. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't communicate as well as I do now. Like, you know, I wasn't as nice to strangers and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, me, that was the same way, man. I probably was like, man, fuck Ruste Juxx, man. I don't care who that nigga is. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was like that, man. I'm a gentleman.
No, Strang was a piece of shit. I just was a grump. You know what I'm saying? I was grumpy as shit.
That's probably a little bit of jealousy and a little bit of I don't give a fuck who you is, man. Right?
Right, but
you know, just a little bit of both. But once I heard it, and I know who Ruste Juxx was.
I never felt none of them vibes, man, from nobody, man. I just knew I was new. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't know y'all like that, so I knew that shit I had to give that shit time to grow, and you know what I mean. And
but the respect was there, like
it was there.
As soon as your joint hit, it's like nah, yo.
Like on some real shit. On some real shit, I don't know how you got. Like I don't know how you got it as easy as you got it with us. Like. You didn't go through.
Nah, I got all the jokes though. I was getting cracked on. I
definitely got jokes, but
I got all the jokes. And I was younger than y'all, so I used to get one of them. What the fuck is like? I was saying shit that y'all knew that I ain't know.
You definitely got all the skinny jokes before you got your weight up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I used to fucking, you know, skinny boys for life, nigga. You already know that.
He left. He ain't down with us no more.
Skinny boys.
He ain't down with us. You know what I'm saying? But like, there was a time when we used to go on the road and we used to beat the shit out of each other. You understand what I'm saying? And we used to be on our WCW NWO shit, and me, Ruck, Strang, and Doc was running around abusing everybody. Like we had an alliance. And wasn't nobody like it was the strongest alliance. So Dog, Louisville, like Logic, Drew, Eddie Machete, like we
Buck Flair, the smoking gun, the second still.
Smith and Wesson was the smoking like the Four Horsemen of Starang, Rock, and Doc was problematic, son. And you didn't have to go through none of that, son. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm glad I missed that part right there.
That's why I said I wish you would have came earlier. Like, I swear, yo.
I tell you one thing though, Rusty. None of my niggas, like no other nigga, none of our niggas, no other boot camp, you know, because everybody had, you know, everybody had their own path, right? And some people feel away. Like, I'm not satisfied with the way my career turned out. Like, I mean, I am, but I got a few complaints. You understand what I'm saying? I can have a couple of complaints or whatever. I know that it's on me to do what it's all on me. But what I'm saying is, can't no other nigga from the team who was ever on come to me with a sob story. You are the reason they're not allowed to have a sob story. Like, can't nobody go like, yo, Rock, y'all niggas should have did la la la. I'm like, what? Nigga, Rusty got here after you niggas. And look at what he doing. Get the fuck out of here. You understand what I'm saying?
He actually said that to me. Rock actually said that to me recently.
Bottom, son.
What you say?
I've been at the lowest points of my life a few times, man, and I just said, fuck, I just kept going, pushing through that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Real talk. What you said, Strang? You said I said that to you recently?
You actually said that to me recently when I was telling you about, you know, I ain't gonna say no names number. I'm like, this one and that one. And you're like, yo, man, Rusty did this, man. I'm not trying to hear that and all this shit. Rusty did this. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yo, I can't argue with that, man.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's true.
They can't come at me with no strawberry.
It's crazy because I met a few, I met Strang one time. Well, I ain't really meet him. I wouldn't call that shit meeting him, but I met Buck and shit. I seen him like walking down St. John's. This was way before I met Sean and Errol and all that shit. And I was like, yo, Buck. And from afar and shit, when I started walking up to him and shit, and he had his grill on his face, like, fuck. And I just was like, yo, man, I got up to him. I was like, yo, I ain't know what to say. I was like, yo, I want to battle you. He's like,
what?
He's like, nah. He said, nah, like, we could rhyme in a cypher or some shit like that, but I ain't gonna battle. And I was just like, all right. But I was just like, damn, like, I really wanted him to hear me rhyme and shit. You know what I mean? But I fucked it up.
You're something else, Ruste Juxx. You are something else, man.
Another time, I'm in Amboy and shit with my niggas, and I was with my man Hollywood, and we drove somewhere. I think we was going to a liquor store or some shit. We get out the car, and Strang is there and Mac alone, and all of a sudden Wood just start getting into a fight with Mac alone. And Strang, I remember you pulled out a fucking you had a stopwatch or some shit, telling them niggas to fight and shit. You was like, all right, okay. That shit was crazy. And them niggas got it on real quick. They was like, boop, 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 boop.
Yo.
His son got back in the car. He's like, yo, I hate them. I'm gonna kill them boot camp niggas. Yo, you remember that shit though? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that you said. I remember that joint though, man. I remember Mac alone Wood going at it real quick.
That's funny.
I remember the stopwatch though, but yeah.
That's funny.
Nah. Shit like
that's
that,
crazy.
Son.
I didn't even know you was there, Russ. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never told you that.
Right, I never knew you was there. That's crazy, yo.
Bugged out. That's when I first met y'all niggas before the whole shit. But man.
That's the MFC days, man.
Yeah.
Yup.
You talking about Matt Wood that used to be with us?
Mac alone.
I know Mac alone.
And Wood.
No, Wood, he used to rhyme and shit too. Yeah, waves and shit. Like my complexion.
All right.
Yeah. Wood used to be with us. Wood ain't used to be with us.
All right.
No, he actually used to be with us.
Yeah, he used to be a nigga named Wood that used to be with us from Howard and shit. But yeah, that's not him.
No.
Rusty, let's talk about some of this music you got out right now. I mean, like, come on, like, you working on 2 projects right now, right? What are those? What are those titles? You got names for them and all that?
One of them is I don't have a title for the other one, but I'm working on an album with me and my man Skanks the Rap Martyr. and it's fully produced by UG from Cellar Dwellers.
Oh.
So so the title of the album is Juxx the Rap Dweller. You know what I mean? With all our games and that shit.
That's
so
dope.
Yo, the shit coming out crazy, man. And we got PF cutting, mixing, mastering the whole shit. The other joint I'm working on is with Crisis. And so far we just did one joint, but we getting ready to get into some other shit. But
what
yo,
Crisis? The producer Crisis?
The beast that nigga sent me, son. Oh my God, son. Like it's crazy.
Crisis.
This gonna be a personal album. Like I'm writing about like a lot of shit I went through and going through and shit like that. It's gonna be a real personal album. Like you know what I mean? Not just me being Ruste Juxx the rapper. I'm gonna be on some Victor Evans. You know, like the life story of Victor Evans. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, right? You got a song called The Victor. Do you have an album called The Victor?
Nah.
Why?
I got an album called VIC.
Look, I'm bugging, right?
Yeah.
You know how, as much as I hate all that government name shit, you know I be bombing on nigga. Nigga call me by my government name, I might block him. Some chick been asking me by Starang. She been asking me about Starang by his government name for the past 3 weeks. She done found me on my Instagram. She all in my comments talking about asking me what's up with him by his government name. I'm just deleting the comments. I just delete them. You know what I'm saying?
Rob, that's childish, man.
Shut up.
Government name. Your government name. That's childish.
Listen, right?
That's
hold on. Look, I can accept that, right? But here's the thing, right? For all of my government name haterade, with a name like Victor, the meaning of Victor,
the winner.
Like you should have been did that, nigga. What, you crazy? Like that shit is a no fucking brainer. I'm like, how the fuck? Yeah, you made it a hot song. You need to make it a hot album. Make that your 20.
Yeah, that's good.
Or something like that. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Cause that's big.
I had one album called VIC. That stood for Victorious Impervious Champion. That was back in 2012.
Yeah, that was too many big words right there, God. That was too many big words right there.
Yeah, you almost lost me on that one.
I had to do that because that's when I first got on the album on the Magnafors, when I was like,
militant minds impervious
to submission. You know what I mean?
As dope as that was, truth be told, remember we used to crack jokes on that.
I was just about to say that. I say you one of them niggas, Rusty. Sometimes you one of them niggas. The mythological, biological. Like, what I but you go back to the other shit too. So you know what I mean?
My best, what you call it? What was the Damon Wayans impersonation and when he used to play the preacher on Living Color? My militant mind is impervious. The mission.
That's the Muslim dude, right?
Yeah, the Muslim dude.
Right.
My militant mind is impervious.
Rusty.
Like the fornication, fabrication. You know what I mean? Changing.
But Rusty.
Yo.
That's what I want to know, right? Like, where do you find, like, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but where do you find, like, the thing that it is, the word I'm looking for to do the, like, these so many songs and so many albums and, you know what I mean? Where you find not the time, but, like, the
motivation?
Yeah, the drive, the motivation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't tell me money, though. Say anything except for money, though.
Truthfully, I just love this shit, man. Like I really love this shit, man. And I'm always thinking about I gotta leave a fucking mark on this planet, man. Like that, I'm always thinking about building that legacy. So I'm always like, yo, I gotta, even if I ain't gonna be fucking Busta Rhymes, Nas status and shit, like motherfuckers gonna know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the king of this underground shit or something. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm always thinking like I gotta be on. Trying to get on so many features, go like even when I get on the radio, a lot of times dudes be like, yo man, I'm always playing something of your shit, like either it's your shit personally or something from features and shit, you know what I mean? So I'm always trying to just stay in people's ears and shit, man. So I can't sit still, like I can't wait. That's why I never wanted to fuck with them labels and shit, really, because I like to do shit my own. I don't want to listen to it.
Peep game. This actually brings us to back around to the topic of the show is labels. Like, how do you feel about? I mean, like, what's your opinion on, or how do you see labels, major labels versus independent? You know what I mean? How do you feel about that? Would you ever fuck with a major?
I wouldn't knock nobody that want to get, signed to a major and shit, and tell them to go independent, but it's just not for me. Like, I used to want to, when I was a teenager, I used to be like, yo, because everybody thought that was the shit. Like, that's the only way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the best way, because, they got the money behind you and shit. But as I started coming up and doing my shit independently and with independent labels, and I built my fucking brand up, I was like, I don't need that shit. I'm good where I'm at. Like, you know what I mean? I always want to make more money, you know what I'm saying? But I really make all my money. Like, I sell my merchandise, my CDs, myself. You know what I mean? When I go on tour, that's all my fucking money. You know what I mean? I get paid to shoot the videos, all that shit. Like, everything come to me, man. I don't need nobody taking something out of my shit. You know what I mean? I want everything myself, man. And I'm not good with authority. You know what I mean? With somebody telling me what I could say, what I can't say, when I could put some shit out. Like, if I want to drop some shit tomorrow, I'll just do it.
Well, let me ask you this, Russ. If In the Scope, Def Jam called tomorrow, said, man, we got this $500,000 advance check for your ass. You ain't signing. That's what you telling me?
Yo, the whole shit gotta be, I gotta have some type of independence in that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna just sign. I would never sign a fucking 5-year contract and I owe them niggas albums and shit.
I don't think they're doing that no more, but
yeah, I mean, but
but you
gotta have.
But you would be on that 360 deal type thing, man. You know what I mean?
Right, like, of course I would want to get that money and shit, so I could, but it's still got to be some way I got independence in that shit, and I'll take it.
I would say, in my opinion, go ahead.
I would definitely work that shit out with the lawyers and shit.
With your
Make
kind
sure
of
I'm
catalog, you would easily get offered something like that, though. Like, they're giving away, like, nowadays, so many independent artists are getting signed. It's like, what do they say? Like, the stats is like 20 artists a day or some shit get signed to a major. They just giving away bread because they know that, like, the majority of these artists might not be the big dude, but then one of the artists could be the one that basically they recoup all the money that they gave out as advances to all these young cats. You know what I'm saying? So somebody like you with a catalog like that, they'll easily get you some hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I mean, I see it like this. Like, back in the days, everybody, nobody wanted to go independent because it's hard work or whatever, and whatever, and the labels make you a big star and whatever. Yeah. It's to a point right now where I feel like it's normal, like independence is normalized. It ain't too many labels running around. It's like, and around the circles I run, if you talking about getting signed to a label, niggas actually look at you funny. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I understand. If you look around, niggas still want to be signed to a label. You know what I mean? But anybody older with any kind of sense will usually tell them, nah, you want your la 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 la. You want to be independent. But I happen to know that independent ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wouldn't knock nobody for that shit.
It's a lot of
everybody
work.
Ain't got that.
And I damn near quit because of independency, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a talk with Drew one day, and I'm like, yo, listen, like, we not doing what I thought we was doing, man. Like, I'm not trying to go this route, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. But this when, I ain't know no better because I'm used to, like, we had this label, all this stuff. I'm used to going to LA, going to the label, going to Manhattan, we going to the label. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this like what y'all price did, I wasn't with it, bro.
Right.
Like,
here's the thing, bro. The thing, right? Like,
but I ain't know no better.
No,
I ain't know no better.
All of those is lessons. I mean, I didn't know no better either. Like, like we went through these stages, and a lot of us got frozen. We were stuck for a minute. Like, like we didn't know which route to go because the route we was used to going just wasn't there no more. But what I say to niggas, to anybody, right? like make your own decision, right? Because one thing I learned, right, is when you like, if you could get like a 3-album deal or some shit like that from a label, or one album, or something that you know you can do standing on your head, and they want and they want but they want a 360 or whatever it is, right? You might want to consider it, because I'm the type of nigga, Rusty's the type of nigga who could record 3 albums in 1 year. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you niggas offer me all this money, right? I mean, I don't even want to say all this money, because it's pennies to them. It's just a lot to a broke nigga, right? But you want to give me this bread, and you gonna promote me like a mainstream artist. Once this is all over, you cannot take back that promotion. You can't take it back. That's like, and the reason why I still have, like, the reason why me and Strang, we still have so much. I mean, Strang, you have way more power in this game than you may know about. You understand? You walk in places, oh, Strang, like our lovely producer Jade, all day, she's still getting the fucking the requests and the questions about OGC. That's because not just because you was dope, but because you got major exposure at a point. And they can't take that away from you. So niggas still clamoring for it. You understand what I'm saying? Ruste Juxx, you ran alongside us for a long time. You know what I mean? But now, but even when our shit died down or whatever, you push forward. You understand what I'm saying? So you got a certain amount. You might not have been signed to the major, but you have a little bit of the blessings of both. You got the work ethic of an independent, like, you a machine, my nigga. Real talk. You know what I mean? But at the same time, people gonna always fuck with you. You got certain people that's gonna always fuck with you because of boot camp, like, and because boot camp did have that light at one point. Yeah. And as long as you nurture it, it won't go away. So I say all this just to say, don't be too closed-minded to either side. You know, work. You know, figure out your brand. You know what I mean? You and I might be able to do la 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 la. But you know what I'm saying? And use it to work the system to your benefit.
You definitely got the right idea though, because the fact of you saying you have to have some kind of independence in there is the main thing. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times cats will sign a deal with a label, and you know, everybody feels like, you know, one album, 2 albums, nigga, I could make that in a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the fact that the label could say, nah, we don't want that album. Nah, we don't want that album. We don't like that song. We don't like that song. If they have any kind of decision making in it, it stretches that time out, and you only have that amount of money that you got as that advance for a certain amount of time till that shit run out. Then you sitting around stuck on the label, broke, needing the label still to kind of pay your bills and kind of shit, or do shows or whatever to try to make up some bread while you still are stuck, not being able to push it out until they say it's okay. So the fact that you said you need to keep the independence right along with signing is the smart, you know what I'm saying, is the smartest thing to do.
Especially because you've been doing what you've been doing so consistently and successful for a while, you can kind of go in there and be like, no, I'm not with that. I'm doing this, or get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But Russ, let me ask you this, right? Like what I just asked you about how putting 3 albums out, where you get that from? Did you get that work effort from Sean Price, or did you already have that already?
I've always been Ruste Juxx. Like, I've always like had mad albums. Like, when I first started recording, my next door neighbor, my man Zoe, rest in peace and shit. He had a studio in his crib, in the fucking booth in his closet and shit. And I recorded like 3-4 albums at his crib when I was fucking 14, 15. You know what I mean? And then that's how I started getting known in the neighborhood and shit. And that's when my name was Vic Funkster before I changed it to Ruste Juxx.
What was it?
I mean, Vic Funkster.
Wow.
Vic Funkster.
I remember, one time I was with Sean somewhere.
Red man type shit.
One time I was with Sean somewhere, and the niggas like, yo, Vic Funkster. He started saying the rhyme, and Sean was dying like, oh shit.
Oh, I know he ain't.
This is a long time ago. Yeah, but nah, I've always been doing that, like working, making mad albums and singles and shit, man. So that's always been me.
So Sean Price got it from you then? Oh,
I wouldn't say he got it from me. I learned so much from Sean, man. Like, you know what I got from Sean with all his features that I be doing. You know what I mean? Like, I really got that shit from him. Like, cause I was sitting there watching him, and I used to be thinking like, damn, I wish, like, I'd be on tour with him, and he'd be doing songs with niggas getting paid and shit. I'd be like, damn, I wish I could jump on that. Like, these niggas don't want me on the song. They just paying him and shit. I'm just here like, oh shit.
But you know what I mean? Now,
I was like, I gotta do this shit. And I can't ask him like, yo, ask them who they want me to get on the song. Because those niggas paying. Can't even say that shit. I'm just like, damn. You know what I mean? So I definitely learned that from him. And with these fucking shows, I ain't been able to tour because of this shit going on. But I've always felt like I was a dope rapper, but when I started hype manning for Sean, that's when my show game got way fucking better, man. Like, as I had mad practice, you know what I mean? Going from Spain to Austria to Italy, and you know what I mean? My name started getting known way more from just being on his album to him seeing me in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a whole lot.
Listen, you know what's crazy? The same thing happened to me, but it was with Helter Skelter. You know what I'm saying? I was hyping. I was like the third member of Helter Skelter. I gained so much from just being around them and opening up for them and being a hype man. And I remember a conversation one day, I'm sitting around and I'm like, this one I ain't had so much confidence, you know what I'm saying? And these two guys are like, yo, you are dope. They was like, your personality is dope. So they was like, yo, put your personality into your songs and you're gonna be a lot better. And I always took that advice, and I'm like, and it was him and Sean, we in the room, dirty room, no furniture, just 4 walls. We writing rhymes in these rooms every day. You know what I'm talking about too, Rock. I always say those days.
It was a bunch of cribs like that. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
157. So we like, yo. And they like, yo, they told me this, and ever since then, that advice, yo, it took me, I went a long way with just that little bit of advice, man.
Can I tell y'all something?
But both of them like,
love you for it.
Huh?
Can I tell y'all something?
What's that?
I told Ruck the same shit one night. Like one night when it was after, we was already doing our solo shit, but he hadn't put out Monkey Bars yet, right? But Ruck used to host this open mic shit in New Jersey for Shalik Drayton. Shalik lived in Jersey and he had this shit going on. And Ruck used to go there every other night and every other weekend. And when he went there this weekend, he was like, yo, next weekend I'm coming back with Rock. He's like, y'all niggas broke up. He like, what you stupid? We ain't break up. I'm bringing Rock here next week, right? And I went there with him. And that night it's a whole nother story in the story that I got so drunk that there's 2 extra stories in this story, but we ain't gonna get into those. That night though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told me and son was standing outside. I'm like, son, you one of the stupidest niggas I know, in a good way. Like, you one of the funny, like, niggas know you, like, niggas literally, it's niggas that legitimately think you should quit rap and be a comedian. You the illest nigga. You the illest nigga, period. I'm like, when you learn how to be the nigga you are in real life, in your raps, nobody gonna be able to fuck with you. And then I continued. He had to carry me, like, he gave me his shirt to throw up in that night. You understand? But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that was that night. I really told him, and his first album wasn't out yet. You know what I mean? Like, he went on to continue to make Monkey. I mean, he was working on it already, but you started to hear that in Monkey Bars, where he didn't give a fuck what he said no more. You know what I'm saying? And that made him doper, because that's how he was in real life. You're like, fuck a rule. Speaking of rules,
how you gonna shit on me after I let you shit on me? Like, that shit crazy.
Yo, that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite lines from P right there. But speaking of rules, y'all, I'm out in Arizona right now, right? Rec is in
Cali
right now. We both have Rec been on this shit. I just got on this shit as of the new year, I believe, when the new president we got legalized weed for recreation. And The word on the streets is New York State got legalized, bud, nigga. Is that what we doing?
Welcome to the
Yo.
That calls for a round of applause right there.
I'm just glad niggas ain't gonna be criminalized for that shit no more, man.
Is that true?
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that true? Like, it's not official, right? It's in the making, right?
I think
It's official. Yes, it's official.
It's official?
Yes, my we have independent
already
fact checkers here at Monsta Nation. We have independent fact checkers over here at Monsta Nation. Yes, it is. I'm being told it is official. You know what I mean? I need to make a song. I need to put a song out about this shit. Because on some real shit, like of all the places I've ever been, and we've been a lot of places, you know what I mean, together and apart, I've never been to a place that had a more serious police presence. Like police on every corner type of shit, like in Brooklyn or in Manhattan. Like I ain't never seen that in no place else I ever been. Granted, I ain't never been to Libya or no shit like that, but you get the point. Like that shit crazy. Yeah. So for them to be and you know, we done all been through the system mad times. How many of us been in the system for whatever our little teenage robbery or whatever, and you in the system with like 5, 6, 7 Dominican niggas that all locked up off of one clip. They like me. I was there too. My brother, he. I literally went through like all of y'all off a clip. They like, no, it was this. Like, and they would do that to them because, like, for whatever reason, like none of these niggas speak English that good. They just just taking advantage of the situation. They ignorant. Like the police was foul in New York. So
half a central booking be filled up with weed charges and shit.
And so to take that weapon out of it, to take that weapon out of their arsenal is major, B.
Yeah, that is. That's crazy.
Major.
That sounds wild.
Hell yeah.
I've been in California my whole life, so
even when weed wasn't legal, it felt legal in Cali.
Whoa. Yeah. I still remember when we had the argument with all the West Coast dudes. Remember that? And we swore our weed was something, but it was really nothing.
Right. Don't tell me.
I remember niggas like Exhibit, Outlaws, Yo-Yo, and all these people. Like, yo, you like, nah, this chocolate. Ain't no such thing as chocolate, man. You know what I mean? Ain't no such thing, Rusty. Don't never let nobody tell you about no chocolate.
I'm ashamed.
Doesn't exist. It's a myth. It's a myth.
I'm ashamed.
Yeah, I'm ashamed
we
of
thought
myself.
that until we really started getting over there, experiencing that real weed and shit. Like, damn.
Right.
What's crazy is we would go over there and niggas would give us some of it, and we still would be hating. Like, it's all in the mind. We'd be like, man, this shit.
We were calling good weed trash just
like, yo, this shit ain't like Livonia, nigga. This shit ain't like naming blocks and spots.
We trash just to prove our point. Nah, this trash.
No, but son, I really think it was. Like, either they didn't give us, either that wasn't really good weed, or it's mind over matter shit. We thought it was bullshit, so it was bullshit.
Nah, it wasn't bullshit. You know what it was? It was hydro. Like hydro was the loud back then. It wasn't all this other stuff. Like it was hydro, and hydro always pulled like a blunt with a hole in it. You know what I mean?
Hydro is running back
stuff.
Hydro always pulled like a blunt with a hole in it. For real.
You still a non-smoker right now, Rusty? You sticking with it?
Yeah. I'm still sticking with it for a minute. I don't know if it's gonna be forever, but I'm chilling for a minute. And that shit was hard for me to stop, man, because I was smoking heavy.
Rusty,
but that's one of the reasons why I had to stop.
I've been overseas. I was
spending mad money on that shit. I was like, man, I can't keep doing this shit.
Look, I've been overseas.
Like, way more than the rent.
Look, feel me. I've been overseas with you at times when the weed was scarce, like we couldn't find no weed or whatever. And it'll get to the point where Ruck is like, man, fuck this shit. I'm going to sleep, right? I would still be on some. Nah, we gotta get some weed, right? And then I will finally get to the point where I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I got this little bit right here. We going to smoke. That nigga Rusty would not quit, dude. That nigga would not. Fuck that, dude.
Yo, one time one time Sean ever got mad at me in life and said, "Black, we was on tour with Ill Bill and them, and we was driving the whole time. And, DJ Eclipse was driving us everywhere, right, to every state. So I forgot where we was headed to, but that shit was taking forever. But Sean was pissed off and shit in the truck, like, yo, what the fuck, right? So he went to sleep, and he was just like telling everybody, yo, just drive straight there. So we stopped at a gas station, and me and Ill Bill got out and started smoking real quick. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I gotta smoke, nigga. And so he got up. Yeah, that nigga was tight when I got back in. He was like, yo, what the fuck, son? Like, he woke up like and seen we was still there. And then when we got to the hotel room, he was like, yo, he was looking at me like I betrayed him and shit. Like, we here already. You still mad? We here already. You still mad talking about it took long. And that weed break didn't even, we smoked that shit by the time niggas was finished getting out the store or whatever, getting gas. We smoked that shit mad quick. He was looking at me like, I was like, yo, man. I was like, yo, what the fuck could I say, nigga? Like, and he was just like, all right. That was the first time a nigga ever looked mad at me anytime. I was like, oh shit.
Yo, it was perfect.
Like I betrayed him. I was supposed to just wait for him and shit. Wait with him and shit. Like that shit was crazy.
Nigga said, don't fuck this weed shit. Didn't fuck this weed shit. But fuck that. I mean, look, Ruck was the rule breaker of all of us. So, like, every rule boot camp made, Ruck broke it first. Everyone.
Rusty, listen.
Yo,
it's both of them niggas, not just Rock, man. Them niggas are always late to the airport, always doing some crazy shit. All right, Rock couldn't get into Canada. You know what I mean? Always some shit with Helter Skelter. Period, man. It wasn't just Sean.
Get out of here, son. Don't put that on me. No,
hey,
so I couldn't get into Canada. Oh, we don't got no Canada.
I ain't saying it was your fault. I just said we don't got no Canada. Always some shit with y'all Helter Skelter niggas.
That mean I got into Canada. I'm just saying. Well, I'm speaking specifically to the point that Ruck got mad. Let me tell you a story. One time, me and Ruck, Little Rock, and Black Star, we was in Jersey seeing some chicks. That it was my mission. Like, I facilitated these chicks, right? So we out there, and it's a good night. Everything is going smooth, and everybody was feeling like they was feeling the vibe. Like, all right, we got action. I looked at my watch and was like, yo, we gotta go. I'm out. Niggas looked at me like, you crazy. I'm like, Ruck was like, yo, I said, Ruck, are you about to sit here and argue with me about some I'm out shit? Mr. 100 Dutchess. This is before the 100 Dutchess was like Ruck was the king of I don't give a fuck what the plan is. I'm out. That was his thing. Yeah, Strang ain't lying with you. Helter Skelter was always in some shit, but I mean, Ruck said fuck you to all of the rules first. Like that was his thing. So fuck that, Rusty. Smoke your weed, man. Smoke your weed. But smoke your weed. I mean, I know you don't smoke no more, but congratulations to New York. I will be out there to celebrate with y'all soon.
I'm smoking today.
I see you. You might as well. You could open the door and just let the smoke blow out the fucking front door and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is wrong. I don't want to be right. All right.
It's lit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, is it gonna be free like Amsterdam type of free? Like you could just walk the street and be smoking?
We about to find out now, ain't we? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so.
First time I went to Amsterdam, I was around a crowd of people. None of them smoked. I was like, what is this?
I think you can smoke in your residence, and I think like certain facilities or whatever. I don't think they let niggas just smoke outside.
They gonna come up with a.
Yeah.
They going
at least even out here they might say something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
Niggas don't be giving a damn.
But listen, we gotta wrap this shit up. You know what I'm saying? It was fun hanging out with my bro.
Russ,
yeah.
We can really do this shit all day. You know what I mean? Because it's really just like a fucking it's like Rec came over our crib. You know, it's like Rec snuck into a boot camp nigga crib and is getting
word.
You understand what I'm saying? Shit is just
y'all want to say, I'm glad y'all niggas did this shit, man. I think y'all should have been did this shit. But yo, I wish y'all nothing but the best of success with this shit, man. For real, man. And you know what I mean? When this shit drop, you know I'm promoting it and all that.
Thank you, bro. And we wish you the best success because ain't nobody repping us like you repping us right now, my nigga. So you know what I mean? Like
it, man.
everything you doing help us all. You understand what I'm saying? So we salute you even if it wasn't doing that, but we appreciate it for that extra. You understand what I'm saying? Tenfold.
And you are brother, Russ. We love you. And you are
man. I love you too.
And you are
let everybody know where to find you at.
Word.
No, and for the record, you are boot camp. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Man.
Absolutely.
Not just affiliated.
Let everybody know where to find you at, Rusty. Let them know your
Yo, you can find me on Twitter, Ruste Juxx 357, on Instagram, Ruste Juxx. On Facebook /Ruste Juxx. Instagram is Rusty_Juxx. Word.
Got you. But thank you for coming down. We appreciate you. We'll see you soon. We got more work. Me and Rusty are still working on the Crownsville album. This shit is going to be quite stupid. You know what I mean? But as you can see, we both ADHD a little bit. He got 10 projects he working on. I got 5 I'm working on this shit. But we're going to get it to you. I promise you.
Yo, but the shit that we started with is already crazy. Watch when we get to the end of that shit. Yo, they ain't ready for this shit, man. I'm telling you.
Love you, bro.
Love. All right, love you, bro.
Stay up.
Russ.
Salute, y'all.
I'm the Rockness Monster, and I'm here to let you know that I'm on Cameo, man. Are you familiar with Cameo? It's a website where you can reach out to some of your favorite celebrities and have them send you shout-outs, personalized, birthday wishes, wedding congratulations. You can even have them quit your job for you. And now I'm there. You can use the Cameo app, or you can go on cameo.com or the Cameo website. Find me there and make your requests. We also have special requests for business. You know, if you want your mixtape dropped on or your album any promotional things. Special pricing for that. See us there. Rockness Monster on Cameo. Rock on.
Monsta Mondayz, the podcast. We'd like to thank our guests and my brother, my cousin, my relative, my friend Ruste Juxx. You know what I mean?
Ruste Juxx.
It's a real one. And if you just became a fan of his today, you wouldn't believe how skinny he used to be. I mean, like, this nigga got a little bit of all this. I love him. That's my bro. Thanks for coming by, Rusty. Thank y'all for joining us. You could be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us and shit. We want to talk about a topic that's always a topic. It seems to be, and more so as of lately. That topic is labels, record labels, majors versus independent. Like I hear them talk about this on a lot of podcasts, whatever. In the streets, in the world, like, you know, in our business. How do you feel about labels, Strang? Major versus independent. Which would you rather, if you had the opportunity to do either right now, which would you do?
Well, I kind of been on both sides of it, so, you know, if it was back in the days, of course it'd be the labels, man. But knowing what you know now, you would of course go independent, you know what I'm saying? But if I was a new artist, ain't know no better, of course I would want the big major label, man, because I wouldn't know no better. Mm-hmm. But of course, knowing what I know now, of course I would go independent every time.
Mm-hmm. You don't see no way. Go ahead, Rhett.
No, I wanted to ask y'all too. Did Duck Down operate like indie or like major? Do you think?
Both.
Duck Down operated like an indie on a major label.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they always operated like an indie, but they had major distribution. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So they kind of niggas don't know, but it's like back in the day we had them 360 deal type joints. You know what I mean?
We had it first,
but within us, no. You know what I mean? It wasn't like no big ass label. It was like within us we had all that shit. So.
Yeah.
And we had it for a different reason, though. It was like, for us, it was just like because we felt like we didn't really have no big homies in the game. It was just us, and we didn't trust nobody but us. So it's like, well, if you got to be the manager too, then you the manager too. You know what I'm saying? And if you gonna be all right, that's what we gonna do. You know, we know what we gonna do. You got to do everything else, and that was all we trusted. So it was just all in-house thing. We didn't, and we knew that some of this shit was a conflict of interest the whole time, as far as like, you know, your management being your label and all that. We didn't give a fuck. We was rule breakers already. All we really wanted was our foot in the door and our time to shine. You know what I mean? All of that shit, you know, that may have shifted and changed along the way, but we was really truly the first. I mean, I don't know if anybody did it before us, but way before niggas was talking about 360 deals, we had 360 deals and was happy about it too. We would have cursed you out if you questioned it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure. That's wild. So then, so somebody from the label was making the clothing for the merch or whatever.
Well, it was Duck Down, not Priority.
Yeah,
Duck Down was. Okay. You know what I mean? So it wasn't, our 360 wasn't through, I mean, the 360 term hadn't been created yet, but it wasn't with Priority, it was with Duck Down. You know what I mean? It was like, so
then it's still like y'all were doing it, because, you know, if the actual major had been doing it, nobody would have been seeing nothing, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Because when they advance money, it's all about, you know, getting their money back.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. No, but I always say in this day and age, if like, even knowing everything I know right now, like if a situation came at me that wasn't permanent and it had something that I could fuck with, like, you know, like what we said with Rusty, like what Rusty was saying, like you got a certain level of independence, right? And I know it's a short amount of time. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you this. All I want is this, and this. As long as I got this, I give you this. And it's not, and this, and this ain't necessarily money either. You know, one of those disses is creative control. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that, like the last say on the you know, the quality control and shit like that. For sure. You know what I mean?
You know who like freaked the situation a little bit back in the days, like Dipset, man. Cameron, Jim Jones, and them dudes. Yeah, they had like major buzz, but then they went independent with it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You do that 300,000 independently, like you rich, bro.
Nah, that's the point I'm trying to make.
That shit was so smart back in the days. It was like crazy. Like nobody wasn't on that.
Exact point I'm trying to make, and the point I was making earlier. Like once you get that major assistance, they can't take that shit back from you. Now you have this buzz from these major niggas, and you can take that buzz, and your face is now a face card. Your face is now currency. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can take that shit and it'll get you into all kind of more money situations. You can do your shit independent. You can also take it and leverage it into other deals and shit like that. So, you know, as long as you know what you're doing, and you know how to you be vigilant about having a certain amount of control over your shit, then I wouldn't totally go against being on a major, because what they give you, they can't really take back. It's something that's invaluable. But that's just me.
No, I agree.
Them niggas would give me a quick meal for, you know, a certain amount of la, and I do this la for them, and next thing I'm kicked out to do my own. I'm off on my own. Shit'd be great. You know what I'm saying? I would take that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't feel bad about it, nothing. And if they tried to act funky on me, like if they tried to do some bullshit on some, you know, some fine print shit, I'm just gonna put out. Just gonna start putting out albums under one of my AKAs.
Listen, number one rule is always take the money. All right,
get the money.
You always take the money.
Yeah. I mean, but sometimes that's not over. You know, that's questionable. Sometimes the money be funny as fuck.
I mean, like as far as advances, all that stuff, you always take the money.
Yeah.
Never turn that down. You always take it.
exactly what you said though. Putting out records with your AKAs, right? You know when well, I mean, of course y'all know, but the people probably don't know that every single time a person gets signed to a major label, like major labels own your name, your likeness, all kinds of shit. That's one of the reasons why every time people sign deals, when they come back out after they done left that label, it'd be like Snoop Doggy Dogg, and the next thing you know, the nigga Snoop Dogg, and the next thing you know, the Dog Father, and then Snoop. Is because every single label owned the name, so he couldn't just run around saying that name again. You know what I'm saying? Like. So the fact that you have, like, that's another little smart way of, I guess, nuancing the game a little bit. Start, using these AKAs or whatever, so that if you ever end up having to leave, or when you leave, you still got something that you can say to the people that they recognize you from.
You can have Rockness Monster label. You ain't getting Monster Man Rocco. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
You're not getting Monster. Facts. You are not getting the Monster Man or Mr. Alcatraz.
Yeah, that's the reason why I say you always take the money from the major labels, because you never know when you're gonna see another dime from them. All right, you're gonna talk about they're gonna recoup and all this and this bullshit. So you take as much money as you can from the label.
Yeah, because the only way for them to get their money back is from you, is to make you sell records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and if they don't do that, then they won't get their money back, and you won't see another dime from them. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, one of the things I was up there talking about earlier to one of my boys is, this is slightly off topic, so we'll probably go back to talking about it later or whatever, but it's publishing deals on some major level stuff or whatever. They kind of, the deals are kind of similar, a record label deal and a publishing deal, but people get stuck in the publishing deals because of the fact that they don't realize those percentages that they're signing for a certain amount of songs. Like we were saying earlier or whatever about, oh, you want to sign me for a couple of albums? Okay, cool, nigga, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll sign a couple of albums. I can make an album in a month. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to publishing deals, those albums and records that they basically account to go against your advance amount or whatever, they cut them percentages in pieces. So like, of course, you sign a deal for like a 5 songs, a 5-song deal, 500,000 or something, right? That's pretty low probably, but just in general, right? You as a writer only technically owns 50% of a record. So if you only own 50% of a record, that 5 songs is technically 10 songs. Then if you end up going with a publishing company that has other writers and producers that are attached to them, like a APG or something like that, you might end up doing a record that you think is all the way solid, and oh yeah, I got on Cardi B's new joint, and then next thing you know, they be like, you know what? I think that needs another 808, a different 808, or I think it needs a live bass. Now that other producer goes and plays some other shit on it, and now your percentage that you thought you had 50% is now 35%, and then you end up getting stuck in them deals because you done thought that you was gonna get out of the deal by knocking out a certain amount of placements. And you be stuck, you know what I'm saying, where you can't put out nothing else.
It's a lot of game. It's a lot of fucking loopholes. It's a lot of shit. Like literally, like, we've been in the game all this, as long as we've been in the game. I've been in the game since the 90s, and I'm still learning. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this. And what my advice for a long time has been to youngsters, you know, when I would do interviews, they ask me what's your advice to them. I'm like, look, my uniform answer after a while became, you better love this shit, because this game gonna beat you the fuck up. Like, who gonna take an ass whooping from somebody they don't love? Like, why would you? You wouldn't stay. You gonna leave. You gonna fight back. Whatever the case. But like, this game is going to beat you up. You know what I mean? So you better love it. You know what I mean? You gonna come in this shit, even if you never get jerked, then that means, like, if you never get jerked, that means you probably did shit the hard way. It's pause, and all of that, but it took you a long time. You know what I mean? You had to probably deal with your own money.
Damn near everybody gets jerked. Pause, in some way.
Absolutely. So I'm just saying, like, if you don't, imagine what you gotta go through to not. That's not the easy route. You're gonna have to go extremely hard to not get jerked.
For real.
You understand what I'm saying?
For real though.
Crazy.
It is.
Really is. I don't know. I think as far as, like I said, when it come down to labels and shit, like, you know, just all we could do, all we could say is educate yourself. All I could say is just educate yourself as much as possible. You know what I mean? Like I'm a 70s baby, and like I said, I'm still learning shit. You know what I mean? Y'all, if you getting up in here, you better love it and you better learn the shit out of this shit. You know what I mean?
Right now, I think this is the best time for independent artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
There's never been a time like this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
literally.
right.
I was just about to say, like, labels will be extinct in a couple of years, man. Like, it's too many people that can just go on some shit, make a song. You might make a song everybody likes. You in there, man, without a label. Why would you go to a label after that?
Because
You know what I mean?
labels make superstars out of niggas, and niggas don't like a lot of niggas right now, they not satisfied with the money they making. Like they getting cake. Like I'm not counting their papers, but I'm like, you know, you see them in their little videos, they got money phones and shit. You look happy. You understand what I'm saying? But
it might be all one.
Right. But niggas don't know you in the next state. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's certain rappers that we know about whether we like it or not. We ain't never been looking for them niggas. We ain't never liked that, none of it. We ain't never listened to their song, but we still know who they are. Because that's what a label do. You know what I mean? A label will turn you into a household name with that money. And some niggas, they not satisfied with the fact that they financially good now. They still want to be that nigga across the board. They want to be white famous, or they want to be whatever the fuck. They want to blow up. The money ain't enough. They need the narcissism or the ego stroke or whatever else that comes with it. You know what I mean? And as long as that exists, a label will have something to prey on.
Right.
Facts. Yeah. I'm
You know what I'm saying?
I be wanting to be in the background, just make some money.
Because they'll just take, you know, we'll be sitting here, we could be doing that. We could, you know, every hip hop could be doing this, living his best life, you know, independent, everybody getting a little bit of money, and then somebody like, you know, some whack, terrible, whatever the fuck nigga will come out and he storms the airwaves like they will build that the fucking record label. It could be the record label owner's nephew, like even his son. I'm gonna make you a star, cause fuck this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Cause fuck all of this smart shit. We go and you gonna be and the real rappers, the real MCs is gonna be like, yo, the fuck. You know what I'm saying? They ego won't get punched on. It's gonna be like, hold on, I'm out here rapping my motherfucking ass off. All right, yeah, I'm doing. How the fuck does this nigga and so this nigga, you know? But they'll keep creating.
You know what's so funny about that though is, I feel like people don't really think about it, right? But the majority of the public, right? Now this might be a controversial statement or whatever, right? But the majority of the public don't know big words. You know what I'm saying? They don't really, half of the stuff that real MCs spit in their lyrics, they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? The average person, right? Now somebody like me, somebody like, you know, the homies that are really lyricists, they understand. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm up here listening to snares and whatnot. But like the average person that just listens to music, all that stuff blows right by them anyway, right? So that means that people that rap where it's just like simple shit, like how Donald Trump talks, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, that's good, that's bad. You know, those kind of words, whatever, people that talk that real layman talk, those people sell records because the majority of the people don't have to think when hearing the songs. I realized that one time when I was going to Vegas with my wife or whatever, right? I'm just driving. I put on Logic's album. Logic is a phenomenal MC. But when listening to it, I actually was kind of wore out because I was like, I can't process all the stuff he's saying right now, and I just want to chill. So I was like, I'm gonna have to listen to something else right this minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to listen to this later. Yeah, I was just like,
So what did you put in? What did you end up listening to? Yeah.
I forget. I just remember I was listening to Logic. It might have been. I might have put on. Now I don't even want to guess. I can't remember exactly what I put on, but I know I was listening to Logic, and that's when it dawned on me. I was like, oh, now I get it. Because I literally, I be trying to listen to intelligent rap. I be wanting to hear bars. I be paying attention to everything. You know what I'm saying? So then that was the first time I was like listening. It was like, I get it now. This is too much. Some people like can't process listening to all of these words and understanding what he's saying and be able to be in a kind of relaxed state. So that means the average person just driving around listening to the radio, they half of them songs, it might blow past their mind if it's too complex or if it got too many nuances in it.
Nah, you're right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, that's why I think it's important. That's why I think versatility is important.
Facts.
You know what I mean? For MC. You know what I mean? Like if you remember like Nocturnal, the first song on Nocturnal is probably the simplest I ever rapped. You know what I mean? Like, and it was hard as fuck for me to write that verse because my brain used to write and write.
The intro?
Yeah, the intro. You know, my brain is used to doing tricky shit. You know, that's how I write. You know what I mean? So, but I did some tricky shit in the bars, but the flow, I made it very, very streamlined because that was the intro. You know what I'm saying?
At the exact same time, though, back then it was all about bars.
Nah, but still, that doesn't make what you said untrue, though. You understand what I'm saying? Because like shit, like hey yo, Dizzy Gillespie plays the sax, me myself, like who didn't like that? You understand? I don't care, like as long as they not terrible, you know what I mean? As long as you're not rapping wrong, you can, because there's a way to rap wrong. As long as you're not rapping wrong, then you don't necessarily need to be doing all this super duper shit. You know what I mean? And all actuality, like that song, like the Dwick song, like that's a class. It ain't one complicated bar in that whole song. It's one of everybody. It's one of everybody's favorites. If you was around for that shit, you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck didn't like that song? It was just basic.
No. This is an interesting topic, man. But we gotta end it here, man. And let's get to the petty portion of the part of the show.
You want to get to the petty portion?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's get to it. You got some petty?
No, it's on you.
You ain't got no petty?
No,
you ain't got no petty, Rick? Rick, you ain't got no petty? Oh, I got no petty.
I can't wait to hear your petty.
No, it's on you.
All right. So today's petty portion sponsored by P. He's one of my favorite petty niggas. You understand? Only on Tuesdays, Thursdays. You know what I mean? I got it written down. Hold on a second. Let me see. If I go to your crib and you hand me your remote control to watch TV or whatever, you know what I mean? The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to YouTube, I'm typing in my name. And when I start typing, I'm gonna type R, I'm gonna type O, type C, K. If I gotta type all the way up to Rockness Monsta, like if I gotta type my whole shit before my shit pop up, I'm judging you. Like on some real shit, like you don't fuck with me like you say you fuck with me. You run around talking about your Rock, you one of the best rappers in the fucking world. I don't believe you no more, nigga.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. I'm telling you, like by the time I type Rock, S Monster should pop up.
Yeah.
Rock, S Monster supposed to pop up, my nigga. And
he's a wild boy, man.
And if it don't pop up, I'm not going to treat you no way, but I'm judging you though.
Yeah. That's petty. That's slightly petty. That's funny as hell though. What if they listen to you from their phone though?
Well, I've had this conversation.
Oh my Lord Jesus!
Like my homegirl. My homegirl, she said that. She was like, "Nigga, you would be dead wrong because I listen to you from my phone." I'm like, "So what? I don't care. Because I won't know. I'm not going to tell you what I was doing. So I'm going to just secretly judge your ass, and that's just going to be that. You understand? I'm not going to tell you for you to defend yourself. I'm just saying. Just know if you invite me to your crib, don't give me the remote. Or really be about that shit you say you about. That's all I'm saying.
Rock hitting him with the side eye.
Not only is that petty.
What you say? Yeah, I don't care. So what?
Damn.
So what? I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end of the show.
I don't care.
And that's one of the craziest I heard, man. I don't believe that. All right? I don't believe you do that, man.
That show's petty.
I don't believe I know someone that does something like that. I don't believe that shit, yo.
Brother.
That's what I do.
You don't
heard that shit?
Brother.
Rack, you heard this shit?
You've made records.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy, bro.
You made records with him.
You're something else, man.
You've been in street fights with him. Yeah. I don't care.
Ridiculous.
I don't care.
Hilarious.
We out.
Damn, right? Damn.
I don't care, son. I don't care. We out. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Same petty time or same petty.
Damn, man.
It is what it is, man. Fuck that.
For listening to Monsta Mondayz podcast. Please join us every Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. West Coast time and 11 to 1 a.m. East Coast time. Every single Monday, Monsta Monday on the Dash app. Also, check out these awesome shows from the rest of our podcasting family. Funny Farm, East New York Radio, All Elements Mix Show, The Star Power Collective, La Cosa Nostra Radio, 5150 Mix Show, Block News Live, Vinyl Coffee Mix Show, and Hidden Gems. Check them all out under the Delicious Vinyl radio station.